how to build a social media following for your business. This video will show you how to use social media while avoiding costly mistakes and wasted time. If you feel like you're late to the party, don't worry, there's always time to learn and implement because social media is constantly changing and evolving. By the time we're done, you'll understand how to select the best social network for your organization, discover what most businesses don't do that use social media that ends up costing them quite a bit later, and walk away with a posting strategy that's sure to get you more engagement. Let's get started. If you want to build your social media following, the first thing that you want to do is find your target market. Now, hopefully in your business, you've already identified who your target market is. Usually we look at things like demographics, like age, income level, gender. Those are demographic pieces of information. You look at things like geographics, where they're located. And then lastly, you look at psychographics. What are the things that they care about? So for instance, the psychographics of someone who loves McDonald's coffee versus someone who loves Starbucks coffee is very different. Someone that likes McDonald's coffee wants something a little bit more simpler, something that's less expensive, just kind of no frills. The people that like Starbucks, a little bit fancier. I think a similar example would be Walmart versus Target, right? They carry a lot of the similar types of things, but Target's stuff, Target, for those of you that aren't as fancy, Target's stuff has a little bit more of those design elements. It tends to cost a little bit more. Walmart's basic. You get in there and you get what you want and you get out. Also, now that I think about it, it's no surprise that Walmart carries McDonald's and Target carries Starbucks. We can see where psychographics come into play. So now that you've identified who your target market is, and we do have to get specific, if you're not sure who it is, think of your existing clients and customers. What do they look like? What do they care about? Well, the next step is, what social network are they on? If your target market is C-level execs, guess what? They're probably not en masse on TikTok. I'm not saying they're not using it at all. That's not accurate. But LinkedIn would be the better place, obviously, to connect with C-suite executives, right? If you have a retail business that's targeting Gen Zs with trendy styles and fashions, you're not going to use LinkedIn for that. You're going to find a social network like Instagram, possibly even TikTok, that appeals to them for that. So again, we want to identify the social network where your target market already exists. It doesn't make sense for you to use a social network just because people say you should if your target audience is not already using it. We're not trying to convert people to come to a certain place. We're finding where they are and we're networking with them there. That would be similar to going to a family reunion and trying to network for your business. That's a poor place to go. If you came from that family reunion frustrated that you didn't get any new real estate deals or that you didn't get any potential referral partners, that would be insane. However, if you went to a business networking event that kind of targets your target market a little bit more, you'll get better results. Social media is the same way. Go where your target market already is. The next thing you have to ask yourself is, what does your target market want? Most businesses use something that I call egocentric marketing. What it means is they think about what they want to say. They think about what they think that their target market needs to hear, and then they bombard them with that information. However, that's ineffective. If they already know that they're interested in certain types of information, then give them that if that aligns with what your brand offers. So for instance, if you've already sold someone a residential property a couple of months ago, they don't need to see your listings. They have no interest in your listings. However, if you send them information or if you create posts around upkeep of a new home or different checklists, things they should be aware of, how to cut off their yard water supply in the event of a flood, these are all pieces of information that they would find exceedingly helpful. So on social media, ensure that you're posting the information that your people want to hear, want to see, versus what you want to push on them. That'll get you better results just right there. Next, you want to craft a brand persona. So whether you're a financial advisor or a realtor, think about your persona. Now, it could be you, it could be your business, but even most businesses have personas now if you really think about it. If you read their blogs or their web pages, some of them have a hint of humor. Some of them seem like that wise neighbor. Some of them have kind of an elder presence about themselves. So think about what your persona is on social media. Are you playful? Do you congratulate other people? Are you a cheerleader? Are you someone who posts jokes to make people giggle? Are you someone who stirs people's memories to get them excited about posting their opinions on something or their past experiences? Especially if you can tie that into your brand and what you offer. Think about your persona and be very, very intentional before you start posting on social media. We still have some more juicy tips to go, but I have to pause for just a second and ask you, have you subscribed to this channel yet? If not, take a moment and subscribe. You're getting some great information. We have many more amazing videos. I don't want you to miss out on anything. Go ahead and subscribe right now. Now that you know your persona, you have an understanding of the type of information your clients want to hear, and you know which social networks you're likely going to be on because your target audience is already there. Now it's time for you to create a posting strategy. And let me just throw something out there. For most businesses, you really should only be on a couple of social networks. Now, which social network depends on where your target market is. People ask me all the time, what is the best social network? That's kind of like asking someone what's the best kitchen appliance. Are you trying to make a milkshake? Then it's not the oven. Are you trying to make a cake? Then it's not the toaster. So there's no best. There's only a best for what you're trying to do. But when you think about that posting strategy, how often are you posting? I have a little strategy that I'd like to suggest to you, and that's my 3-2-1 strategy. So of 6 posts, 3 of them should be about others, lifting up others, interesting information. It's not about your business at all. 2 of them should be something engaging that asks a question to get your audience members to come in there and comment or upload pictures onto your post so that they get emotionally involved in it. And then out of that 6, only 1 of them should really be about your business. Here's a business update. Here's the newest thing we're releasing. So again, those 3 in the beginning, it could be interesting pieces of information in your industry. I'm not saying that they can't be related at all, but we only want 1 out of 6 of your posts to be purely about your business to keep the engagement level up, where people feel like they're communicating with a human or humans versus with a billboard. Now that you have your posting strategy, think about how often you're going to post, what types of things you're going to post, and then use some type of tool to automate. Now, the tool that you use to automate will depend greatly on which social network you choose. So for instance, if you have a Facebook page, you can do this natively within Facebook. There's also third-party tools that can help you automate and manage your strategy. But be aware that most platforms actually penalize us when we post from a third party, and those posts get a little fewer views. But keep in mind, it's better to automate and stay consistent than to be kind of willy-nilly and forget to post because you're not using an automation tool. So there's no perfect solution here. There's only the solution that works for you. This might seem like a simple one, but many people forget to do this. Connect with your already existing customers, clients, and referral partners. If you're going on social media, find the people that already believe in what it is you have to offer and connect with them, because they're more likely to echo your greatness on that 1 out of 6 posts where you're posting about them. Also, if you're connected to them, they can make up one of those 3 posts I talked about where you're lifting them up. So as you see that they have accomplishments or they're doing things in the community or they're part of different advancements, you can lift them up. But it's harder for you to do that if you're not connected, where you're seeing firsthand as soon as they're posting about these amazing accomplishments that they have. As you connect with those existing clients and customers and referral partners and people you already know, ensure that you are commenting on their posts as well. Ensure that you're liking, you're sharing. The more you support others, the more they'll support you as well. Speaking of support, you might even need a little bit of support in planning your future or the future of your organization. And I have a free tool that can help you with that. If you look in the description of this video, you'll notice there's a link for my Future Ready Playbook. It is chock full of all kinds of tools and worksheets that'll help you think more strategically about the future. Go ahead and download it right now.